Hi everyone, this is week 20. We're technically in week 21, but I'm going to be talking about week 20, which was a very big week. By the way, this is pure dedication because Todd is really ill right now, so filming is like crappy for him. And we were going to film this with both of us in the film, but since he looks like crap. And so he decided that he'd rather not be in the film. There's a couple things we're going to talk about. We prayed a lot about this video and talked a lot about it. I know a lot of people were really excited to hear what is the sex of the baby. That is the question. And people have been driving me and Todd nuts to the point that Todd is ignoring all phone calls, which is bad because it's almost Thanksgiving, so they may be calling about Thanksgiving, but the fact that we found out the sex and the people knew, they kept calling and people kept commenting, privately asking me, well, could you tell me? It was driving us nuts because it's something that we really needed to pray about, and you'll understand in a minute. And it was really hard, and I realized, man, there is a lot of girls out there that I see that people were like so hard on them, like finding out stuff, and I thought, well, I'm so glad that we didn't show up at the ultrasound and find out that something was wrong with our baby and people are bombarding us. And I'm not trying to get on to anybody. It's just, it was a really frustrating week for us because, we find out what the sex is and everybody isn't even giving us the moment to, I guess you'd say, enjoy it. We had a really unique way of telling everybody what the sex of the baby was. The gender reveal, it's not going to happen. Let's start off in the beginning. We went to the appointment. We had both an ultrasound and my midwife appointment. Because I see both the OBGYN and a midwife. I'm going to have the midwife deliver the baby, but if the midwife can't make it, then we have the OBGYN. And they're both really amazing people. And like I said in the other video, we decided to stick with them instead of coming here to Terre Haute. And, which is like several hours away from her. It's the closest hospital, I think. I don't know. We live in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, we decided to keep it in Bloomington because we know the hospital, we love the doctors, and we just felt more comfortable with that decision. So we went to the appointment, and it was a really hard decision for Todd and me because we were originally just going to have me and him go to the ultrasound alone, and it just be the two of us. But we started really thinking of that. We want to share it with people. We wanted to share it with our unique way of doing it, but also there were some really important factors for us. And I know not everybody's going to be happy with, and that's fine, because I'm coming to realize that this is our baby and our decision, and this is our moment. Not that it's not a moment for everybody in the family or friends, but, this is our first child. And it's a big deal for us. And so, like everything, our proposal, our dating, our marriage was really important. Every step that we've taken, like Todd proposing in such the way that he did, to involve his grandparents. Our wedding involved his grandparents to make sure that they were all there and present. Even our dating was special because we were best friends and we didn't want to ruin it, so we kept it a secret for a while and kept it, amongst me and him, and which I think made it more special, and I'm sure Todd would agree. So when it came to this baby and doing these videos, that was our special way of sharing with you guys what's going on, but also not only for you guys, but for our child, this baby, this blessing. These videos are not just for YouTubers and our friends and family, but it's for our baby, so when, he gets older, or she, they can look back on it and say, wow, my mom and dad really cared and this is what happened. And like I said, I write letters as well to the baby once a week. I can't remember if I said that or not in the last video, but I do, and I write as if I'm writing to the baby itself and explaining what's going on. So, I explained our whole appointment and stuff. But we knew that with our ultrasound tech, our first ultrasound, my mom went with us, and that was important because I was scared that we would go in there and find out that I had miscarried or something was wrong with the baby. And when we went, we knew that we couldn't have very many people in the ultrasound room. It was just, they're very strict there. I mean, we couldn't even film anything. So knowing that and going into this, finding out the sex of the baby, we decided to keep it quiet on who was going. And that was because I know, and I'm not trying to, oust anybody in the family or not make them feel any important, but when I was 18, I found out I had endometriosis, and I was told that there was a possibility I couldn't have kids. And I know it was devastating to me and my mom, and I'm sure to my sister. And, my sister was a trooper standing behind me during that time, saying, hey, if you have to, I will carry your baby, which is a big deal, to have a sister that would be willing to do that. So when it came deciding who was going to be in there, we decided my dad, because when we got married, he was unable to be there to walk me down the aisle because he was really ill. And I didn't want him to miss out on anything else. And I decided, I really wanted him to be in there. That was important to me because my dad is a lot older than most people's dads, a lot older than Todd's dad. And I mean, he's a strong guy, and he's made it through open heart surgery, and everything this whole year has been really rough, And so we thought it was really important that he be there. Because, not saying that I think my dad's going to pass away, because I don't. I think he's probably going to last for a long time because he's a tough old guy. But I wanted to make sure that, losing Jerry, my stepdad, that losing him was hard enough to think that maybe I might lose my dad before the baby's born. I didn't want to take that chance, so we decided that my dad was going to go back. Another decision that we decided is that we wanted my mom to go, but she was unable to go in because they only allowed 4 people, and that was including Todd. When we brought Janella into our family, into our home, we made it a point to let her know that she was a part of this family and nothing was going to replace her. And so when we found out we were pregnant, we didn't want her to feel replaced or pushed out of the way or less important. And we talked to our former pastor at that time, Pastor Tony, about it, and he said that we needed to make her a big part of it. So we pulled her out of school, and she was there. And I feel like that was really important. So our third choice was between my mom and my sister. And my mom had already been in there, and just being the type of mom she was, she said, just let her go. I've been a part of it. Just let me know the sex as soon as you guys get out and don't mess with me. So I chose my sister, and the reasoning is, like I said, it takes an amazing person to stand up and say, hey sis, if you can't have a baby, I'll do it for you. And just remembering those words that my sister said to me was really important. And she may not know how important it was to have her there. So if she sees this now, she knows. But we decided to let her in because for somebody to stand up and say they do that is huge. And I don't know of anybody, I don't even know if I could tell someone I carry their child and then, sorry, I'm crying, and then, give it to them. And so, that's a big deal for my sister because she was adopted, and knowing what it was like to be adopted, even though we loved her so much, So that's why we had my sister in there. So I wanted to clear that out so everybody knew, but we didn't tell anybody before because we didn't want the arguing, we didn't want the fighting. Not that it would have happened, but we just didn't, Anyway, so we go in. The baby had an amazing, strong heartbeat, healthy as an ox, and it waved and moved. But the problem is, our baby loves my pelvis so much, and it was burrowed in the pelvis. So they were trying to move it around and see what it was. He just wasn't cooperating, or she. So finally, the technician kind of got the baby to move a little bit, and she was even having a hard time measuring the heart. So finally it moved, but it wasn't enough. And so she said that she didn't think she was going to figure out what the sex was, which was fine because I jokingly said ahead of time that I thought that with my luck, this baby would not come. We would not find out the sex until it was born, and I told everybody that. But anyways, so once she said that, I was like, that's okay. If we have to wait until the baby's born, that's fine with me. You know, I was just happy to see my baby. But it was like an afterthought for this lady. She was done doing all that, and she said, well, since, you know, the foot was in the way, and I really didn't see, you know, a penis, she said, I would say it's a girl. I'm like 90% sure it's a girl. But she said, I don't really feel comfortable saying that because I didn't actually see a penis or a vagina. And just the way she said it, I mean, me and Todd talked about it. The way she said it, we just felt like she wasn't confident enough, and that she didn't sound like she really knew. It was as if she was just trying to give us something, you know. And even though my sister was real excited because she wants a girl and she ran with it, my dad's excited because he wants a girl, Todd and I talked and prayed about it for many days, and that's why you haven't had a vlog up or a video up or anybody knows. And we talked to my mom about it, and I just feel like instead of giving it a sex, and this isn't because like I called a boy or anything and that I still feel like it's a boy, it's not because of that, it's just because it's just odd. Since I've been pregnant, there's been about 3 people I've ran into. One at the Covered Bridge Festival, another one at the store somewhere, and I can't even remember where the third one was, but there's 3 people that told me that they were told in the ultrasound that their baby was, like one they were told it was a boy, and the other 2 were told it was a girl. And their family went and bought all these, you know, gender-specific clothing. Like the one that they thought was a boy, they bought all this boy clothing, and then it was born, and it was a girl. And so they were telling me how stressful it was, that they had to rush out and return all these clothes because they didn't have any girl clothes or boy clothes. And how frustrating it was after having a new baby and getting settled and all that stuff and having to deal with that. And so me and Todd decided that we don't want to deal with that stress, and you know, we're happy with whatever it is. If it's a girl, you know, hallelujah, we love girls. If it's a boy, that's great. We don't have to deal with hormones, you know. But so we decided that if whoever wants to, if they want to believe it's a girl, right on. And if you want to believe it's a boy, right on. But me and Todd decided that we're going to wait. Since we have pregnancy Medicaid, we only were able to have 2 ultrasounds. So unless the heart measurement, like I said, they couldn't measure the heart very well, if the doctor asks for another one, then we'll get another one. Or if further down the road they want to make sure the baby's okay or there's enough room and they do an ultrasound, then we might know then. But I'm going with we're not going to find out until it's born. And I actually, in a sense, think it's a blessing in itself, like blessing, because then me and Todd can enjoy those few hours together with our baby, knowing the sex. And, you know, me and Todd won't have to be bombarded with all the questions of what is it and the annoying phone calls that we were getting. And we would just enjoy that time together. And we have a unique way that we decided we're going to show everyone what the baby is when we're in the hospital. So I see it as a blessing and not a bad thing. So that's the gender reveal. I know it's not what everybody else expected. I kind of went in expecting it because I have that kind of luck. I know Todd was pretty bummed not knowing what the sex is. He was actually really bummed and sad about it. But, you know, things happen for a reason, and maybe we're supposed to find out when it's born. I don't know. But we didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings for not telling them, but it was something that we really needed to think about. and we needed the time to think about. It was hard enough having my dad and sister there that were excited for it to be a girl, and they're sticking to it, probably knowing them because they're stubborn. And that's fine, Holly and Daddy. But I just feel like we need to wait and see if we get another ultrasound, or when it's born and you actually see its hapless spots. But so that's what happened. And sorry we didn't answer phone calls, but we were just trying our best to, you know, figure out what was best for us as a couple and such, and our baby. So I will show you the belly. Here's the belly in the front, and the belly on the side. And then, gotta lift up my skirt. Here's the belly. I got wires going here, guys. Now you know our secret. So the belly on the side with the shirt up, and the belly in the front with the shirt up. So you guys have a nice week, and God bless, and I hope that it's all that you guys expected. Have a nice week. Bye.